So
unless
today,
the Lord say different.
why do you have to look like such a police boost?
Because I'm very excited to see that.
So when I put products in, okay, this is fine. Oh, ooh. We are. Move that forward.
God.
What is that clip doing over
I
there?
can't reach it.
Oh dear God.
Hi, Daddy. No. Unless you want to go. Just come to Tami's house. We will, Dad. We will, of course.
Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of Tami Tackles Everything. Ooh, girl, I'm gonna have to keep that. As I promised, I am back with my sister Tessie, who is in her final trimester. I almost said fourth and final trimester.
Girl, I feel like the fifth.
This is her second pregnancy and her second daughter that she's expecting, which is crazy. And guys, we are on countdown. We're on baby watch basically at this point. And so I just wanted to invite you on. Can I ask a question? The last time we sat together in Florida, were you pregnant there? No. You weren't yet. Okay. But you would have found out pretty soon after that you were also expecting.
When was Florida, March?
I have no clue.
Yes, found out in April or May.
Yeah. And so, like with our first her first pregnancy, we shared some time together pregnant, and then with this baby just a little time, but we got to be pregnant together again, which is always very special. Especially because I ain't doing it again, so that was the only opportunity to do it again. So
unless
today,
the Lord say different.
He better not. I have a word with the Lord. So today we just wanted to have a little conversation about a couple things. We're talking a little bit about transitioning from one baby to two. I shouldn't say baby because Zaya is not a baby. She's 3 years. She's gonna be 3.
Yes.
So transitioning from
Next
one
month.
child to 2 with a toddler.
Yeah.
What to expect and what you're planning to do as far as, let's start there. Are you nervous?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I remember when Zaya was born, it was really just about Zaya. We had nothing else to worry about. So I'm trying to wrap my head around having a newborn plus another little one to get ready to go to school to, I don't know how you did this.
With a lot of support.
I don't know how you did it.
A lot of support. I know.
I'm shook.
Yeah, the thing is that when you move, it's this idea of like splitting your attention that is so tricky.
I'm not good at multitasking.
No, it's not about multitasking. No, it's being able. The most challenging thing is what I have found was splitting my attention. So this baby needs me and this child needs me at the same time, and they need me in different ways. Yeah. And so that is something that you just literally can't prep for. No. But in a moment you'll be like, wow, I feel split.
But Sissy, I already feel guilty.
Yes.
Like I feel like in one way, like I'm giving her the best gift.
Yes.
Ever. Like we are giving her the best gift with a sibling.
Yes.
But in another way, I'm just like, oh my God, like she's so used to being the center of this little world and just the 3 musketeers.
I know.
And now it's gonna be like
the 4 musketeers.
Who this? I
think Zaya's gonna do really well.
She's gonna adjust.
Yeah. So I will say this: having had to bring home a baby a couple times to an older sibling, I found the easiest one actually.
I was just gonna ask you who was like the easiest or
Jackson.
hardest and why.
Jackson adjusted so beautifully, and I think he was just so mature, and I feel the same way about Zaya. She's so bright, she's so mature, she is ready for this next step. I think the most difficult one was Atlas. When we introduced us, just because you remember how I cried? There was something about something about him that was still a baby. Yeah. I tell Tessie all the time that like when she brings home this new baby, Zaya now seems small to her. Yeah. When you come home with the baby, Zaya's going to look like a full-grown teenager to you. It's going to be the weirdest thing, and you're going to be like, where is the baby? It's like while you're in the hospital, it's like the baby at home grows up. And that's it. Her sentences are going to come together more. her ability to share about things,
Yes.
her the way
Reasoning.
that she is going to look after the little baby, look after you, all of that.
So the other day she left the house and she said, "Bye, sister."
Oh,
I was like,
what she know about my sister? I can't even manage.
I spent the time in my days between crying
I know.
and
I know.
excitement and just
It's a big adjustment. I always heard also when you bring the baby home for the first time, you're doing the gifting, right?
Yes, but you also told me not to let Zaya see me with her.
Well, they said when you upon your first time seeing
Like, let her
your
come to
child,
her,
you shouldn't necessarily be
Yeah.
holding the baby. They say it helps them to not feel like you're completely gone. And it was something I inadvertently did every time, but it's because I had a cesarean. So I never walked in holding the babies. So, and I think it does make sense, but the gift is a good idea too, to give a gift to her from her sister.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of starts it going. And then before you know it, she's just going to want to hold her all the
I'm
time.
so worried about that too, can I just say? I know it's a little like TMI, but like healing
I know.
from whatever type of birth, because whatever type of birth you have to heal.
Yeah.
And taking care of yourself, as well as, because even now Zaya's just like, she wants me to lift her up all the time. I'm just like, babe,
That's the hardest thing.
can't do it.
For that 6
And
weeks.
she don't understand.
Not being able to pick
Oh
her
my
up.
God.
Exactly, yeah. And being worried that she's going to kick you in your
Yes.
incision. So Tessie's going to
And
have
sleep
to...
sharing because she wants to be in bed.
Mm,
Girl, what am I do?
I don't know, but somehow Tessie it works out, because every time I've had a baby, I've had a toddler in the bed with me. But somehow it works out. Somehow it works out.
That's a nice breeze.
So, yes, it is. We're recording in front of a window, which means you hear a lot of noise, but we get a little breeze and the lighting is good. Hello.
Fabulous, darling.
So that's what you're nervous about. What are you most excited about having another?
Oh, just to see what this is the one is like,
Yeah.
and just to see how she come, who she is. To have a baby in the house.
I
again.
know. Oh, man.
Because I feel like I know. Like when you're in it, it doesn't feel like it passes very quickly. But it really passes. I look at Ivy. Ivy is like rolling over
She's
and trying
rocking.
to crawl.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, slow down.
Yeah,
Like-
I'm looking forward to having another baby around too, and just kind of hanging on to the babiness that is gone. I mean, she's still a baby,
as
but
much
you know.
as you tried to prepare me for that with Zaya, I don't think anything could have prepared me for how quickly that went by.
And it just doesn't stop.
no,
It just doesn't
because I
stop.
see her now and I'm just like, look at you.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what she's gonna look like.
I know.
Like, cause you don't know what blend you're gonna get.
No,
it
like,
could
is
be
she gonna
similar.
more Chinese.
Yeah,
Is
I
she
give
gonna
birth
be
to
like-
you.
Yeah.
Everybody always saying how Ivy look just like Tessie, and I'm like, it's true. It's not even a lie. And so it's like, who this baby
So,
boy look like?
When Zaya came for like a minute,
3
she was
minutes, girl. It was
Chinese.
3 minutes.
And then she was boom cooked.
And then for one day, she looked a little like me. One day.
She did.
But this
She
one,
did.
she giving it all to you. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know what she's gonna look like. Some people say she's gonna look just like her sissy. Some people.
Oh my
say
God! Can you imagine if
too
they look
little.
the
I can't
same?
manage.
I have been, maybe Tessie would say taunting her a little bit about that second child.
Terrorizing.
So-
Taunting, terrorizing.
I'm trying to prepare. And so let us know in the comments if this is your experience, because it either happens with baby number 1 or baby number 2 in my experience of what I've observed and my own personal experience. You have one that is just, the model child. Like, they do things on schedule and they hit these milestones and they're brilliant and they're so smart and sweet and mature. And then you have like your spirited child who is just like running amok, do things the way they want. They flip you on top of your head. It's basically me and Tess, because Tessie was mommy's
Spiritual
atlas.
one.
The kind of little like mischievous,
Outspoken.
creative, smart, smart, intelligent, funny,
In a different way.
but have this energy that is just, and personality that is beyond.
And oblivious to
Yes.
danger.
Oblivious to danger. And so I said to her, I really think Zaya is her, what's the word for Zaya? Perfect. Like, I think she's just a little lady. When she sees me, I said, give me a kiss. I say her.
Yeah,
she gives me the cheek. Like, you know,
You
but
may kiss me.
she's also brilliant and funny, smart, kind, creative. But I think her little sister,
may come to rock our world.
I'm just saying.
Speaking of which, you hear that one in there laughing?
Is it laughing or crying? I try to tune it out sometimes.
He's laughing.
I think it's a good time for us. And so, like I said, leave it in the comments. Tell us what you think. She thinks she goes, why are you wishing it on me? I'm like, I'm not wishing it. I'm just saying.
It's quite spirited.
No, but
Yes.
I know what I'm talking about. You know too.
Look here, but I don't
You
want
know
to
too.
jump off of the grill and all them mad things.
You know what I was doing to us last night? I was put a blanket over him head and just start fainting at the house.
Oh,
I was like,
Jesus.
bruh, you are going to bust your head. Like, what are you doing?
Part of me is relieved that I'm having another girl.
I think that's lovely.
I think it's
I think
lovely
that's
too.
lovely. Yeah.
And I have seen the energy level of boys.
Tessie, you have not seen the
I don't
energy levels
think I
of
can
some girls.
manage. I don't think I
Tessie,
can.
we need
I'm
to
low energy.
tell her in the comments about the energy level of some girls and how them just as bad as the boy them. Yeah, just like you have some boys who are even tempered. You have some girls that are.
Zaya is just like happy to color.
No.
You know, she's happy to read a book and get her Play-Doh. And we can do little, you know, and then do nails.
I can't wait. Now I am ready. I am ready to be proven wrong, but I am almost sure.
No, sissy.
And Tessie, they're lovely, and it's the joy of your life. Those are the ones that get you in your soul,
in your gut,
in your gutula. But they're you know, Atlas is my kid who does that, but he's the one who before bedtime he's like, I love you, mom. Or the one who says to me, you look beautiful, mom. Or, you know, he's so nice. But he mashed me up daily. I have another question, which is another fun one. Has it been harder for you to name this baby versus the first?
100,000 million.
It gets harder and harder. The more you have.
Found 4 names.
I don't know.
And
I don't
middle
know.
names.
And middle names. Ours has 2 middle names.
It's too hard,
Yeah,
guys. And I know, I think maybe I've put a lot more pressure on myself because
Zaya is so good.
And but not only that, because you don't know what it is to name a child until you name and call him that name for the past 3 years.
Oh, it's not a joke. And
You
have
don't
to-
know.
you can't practice it enough.
You
There is no,
can't.
you can't say it angry. You can't say,
You
you find a
think you
nickname.
can, but you can't.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you
And
think you have narrowed it down to something that you actually think you
think
might
we
go
have.
with? Okay, good.
But I still I think we're getting there.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got
I
it.
think we're getting there, but it's been very difficult.
Names are a funny thing.
When me tell you, time I go through Japanese name, Hebrew name, biblical name.
And meanings are very, very important to both of us.
Yeah.
But sometimes, you know, I always say this, people don't introduce themselves and the meaning of their name, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
So, you know, sometimes you have to go with also just like what
How
you
it
think will
flows.
work, how it flows, how it
And
sounds.
then that matters to me too. Like, how does it flow with Zaya?
Yes,
You know
because
what I
you're
mean?
siblings. So
And
we all
then
have the name
do
T.
I keep the Z? Like, do I
Yes.
honor mommy? Like,
Ah!
this is a big deal for me. Like, do I honor what mom did and try to do that? But I pick the heart apart from X. It's a pretty hard letter.
There are 5 of us, and all 5 of us have the same initials. T.
She go hard.
She went
people.
hard. She had a make-up name. And
Not just the first name, the second name too. She go hard.
we
I love
when
that
we were
time,
growing up, I don't know
man.
how you felt about it, but I was like, that's so whack.
I loved
But then
it.
the older I got, I was like, that's so sweet. Like,
loved it.
there's
And-
something about it that makes us feel connected.
I didn't know I was supposed to have a different signature to yours.
Yeah.
For a long time, mine was just the same signature as everybody else.
That is funny.
This is the same.
But I decided not to do that with the boys and the girl.
So I think there are pros and cons.
Yeah, it just didn't work out that way for me.
Yeah.
I couldn't find enough names in one letter. You know how me feel about
In
that.
one breath, I was just like, maybe I'll do it. But then
Yeah.
in the next breath, I was just like, no, but I want them to feel like they're there.
Yes. Somebody said to me once, when you're naming your child, imagine them as the Prime Minister of Jamaica.
I love that
Imagine
advice.
them as a teacher. Imagine them as a nurse, a doctor. Imagine them as a lawyer.
remember
Like,
you
imagine
telling me
them
that.
in their professions or whatever they choose to do, how
and
it feels
they
and
introduce
sounds.
themselves. I remember you told me that when I was naming Zaya, and I thought, because I had some like cute little names, because you know, you think of baby names and they're cute.
You think of babies, yes.
You know, but they're
yeah.
not babies forever.
All right, I think it's a good time now to get into some of my favorite things or our favorite things that you can remember. We've been having a conversation recently about what I've been loving recently, because you forget, just so you
And
know.
a lot has changed in 3 years.
Yes,
Tami.
like since
Like the pump.
the pump. We should start with the pump.
That's major.
I'm gonna put a picture of everything right here. So one of the hardest things for me, I knew before going into having any of my children, was breastfeeding. Now with Ivy, I had a much better experience, and I remember you had a very good experience with Zaya. So both of us also know that we like to pump and breastfeed.
Hate pumping though.
Hate pumping!
Hate being a slave to that.
Stuck in a wall.
That
Stuck
sound
at a
literally triggers
plugged in.
me.
Oh, horrendous, right? Like, it's just the worst thing. So this time around, we actually spoke about this together, because I knew that whatever pump I got, I was going to pass it on. So we actually made a decision almost together about the pump that we would ultimately share. And we decided on the LV. I went between the LV and the Willow for a long time, but I ultimately decided on the LV. And let me tell you something, that
Was
pump,
a game changer.
I wish I had it from the beginning though, Tessie, because I was trying to go with the other one, because I was like, yo, I bought a not a Spectra, I bought a Medela one in between.
I remember Mandela was the brand.
Jeez, I need to give the other Medela pump too, just in case.
Yeah, because you don't know what's gonna work.
You don't know what's gonna
You don't know
work.
what's gonna fit. You know what's gonna work for you.
I'll put the Medela one that I had as well here, because it's not coming to my mind
Is that
now.
the one with the built-in bra?
Well, yes, you have to put this
Yeah.
one in a bra, which is also difficult. So those things I found very difficult. But that's what I loved about LV. I could stick it in my maternity bra.
Oh, do you stuff?
Just even walk around the yard. You can do it on the go. You can do it in the car. You just have to make sure that they're charged all the time. And you
Especially
don't
for
really
working
know.
moms.
Yes, you don't really know how much you're pumping it, but it has an app. But I'll tell you this right now, it's not always accurate, the app. So you have to really check after.
What the app tell you?
Sometimes it tell you more or less than what you've pumped.
Oh, really?
And it
tells
has
you
a
what you've
sensor.
pumped?
If you, yeah, man.
Damn.
Yes, girl. Yes,
Okay,
girl.
we've come a long
So the
way.
LV pump was a win for sure. The Medela pump was not a win for me. I didn't find that it was
As effective or
no,
was worth it.
It pumped great, but because I was so stressed out, I feel like I didn't produce as well as I did with the LV, where I could just
release,
do it easily.
That's a big part of it, right? The
The
relaxing.
stress. Yeah. So that was a big win for me. Something else that I really loved, and I spoke about before, was the Avent bottles. You've never tried
No,
these.
it was Dr. Brown's.
Yeah. And let me
But
tell
that
you
has
this.
changed because you recommended Dr.
I
Brown's.
did
to me.
recommend Dr. Brown's until I found the Avent. But
Right.
I'm telling you this, and I'll tell all y'all this too. There will come a point where your baby is not happy. But you said you're a little different than me in this way. When my baby not happy, I change the buckle, the formula, the colic drops, the this, the that. Like,
No, it's not that I'm going to keep her not happy, but I didn't see that she. To me, it was more of a.
I didn't mean that you're not going to keep her happy, but you're like, no, I know that this is happening. I know I need to push through this, which is right, right? I know better, you know, to say.
I will buy 6 different soda, but that's why you're
Oh,
perfect
I
for
do
this,
6
because
different
you
soda.
research. This girl is going to research her produce and product.
That's right, but it doesn't mean it's for everybody. But I will say the Avent bottles, some pros that I found that was very different to the Dr. Brown's.
First of all, clean up.
The cleaner.
Because
How
the
annoying,
amount of
Tessie?
contraption
How annoying.
is the worst.
Secondly,
It's the worst.
it's the first bottle that my kids don't have any
You were telling
fallout
me.
of their mouth, because they have to actually suck,
Work-
which keeps them
which
on
helps
the
the
boob
boob.
longer.
I just touched my boob on the
I
camera.
did this.
Sorry.
But there's never any drip. Like,
Fallout.
I've never had to put a bib on the baby to feed her milk.
Because that means it's too fast.
That
right?
means the flow is
The
too,
flow
and
is
so
too
even on their
fast.
slowest flow for Dr. Brown's, choker.
Wow.
So I love that, and I've never had any issues with really like gas or otherwise. It's been great, and it's just a nipple, a cover, and a
Love that.
bottle.
Another thing you told me about that I'm so excited about is the
Sterilizer. Jesus, I love that sterilizer. Yeah. Here it is.
anybody who ever sterilize a bottle knows that after you sterilize it, you have to dry it.
Yes. So these
Hate
new
it.
sterilizers have
Hated it.
These new sterilizers have a fan, and so this was actually gifted to me by somebody.
Oh, wicked.
The best gift, and I didn't plug it in for a while because I was like, no, so that's like I run up my electricity bill because this and this and that. Girl, it never took me 3 seconds after me do it for said this is the bomb, because not only does it sterilize the bottles, it dries the bottles.
That.
So what you sterilized in now becomes the storage. So you don't have to move it to a,
and Lord knows I don't have that much counter space.
nobody has enough counter space for
the dryer,
drying
the
bottles.
sterilizer, the bottle station.
Yeah,
No.
because guess what? You're doing this for like 9 months.
Oh, God.
Okay, it's 9 months that
Hold
you
my
stop
hand,
sterilizing.
Jesus, let's pray about this.
Can't wait. Anyway, that was another one of my favorite sterilizers.
Yeah.
Loved it. Susus, you guys know I'm a man pacifier girl.
I'm really
Those
going
are
to
my
try this
favorites.
time, but she is a soft finger jack.
I mean, Ivy will suck her thumb too, but not
We're
in
still
replacement
trying to get
of
to
her.
stop sucking her thumb.
You are my example for why I feel like I'm trying to not make her suck her finger.
It
A lot
is
of people,
easier, I will
yeah.
tell you, because I didn't have to get up and put a soother in her mouth.
Yeah. But it's harder on the back end.
It's harder
So-
because I can't take it away.
You have to choose how you're going to do that. And everybody has a different experience, you know?
Yeah.
And I've never had an issue taking away the susus.
No.
By
They've been very
coming
good.
up to
The kids have
3,
been
I
very
just
good.
got a boom,
Yeah.
done. So I'm hoping the same for Ivy. Something that I have really loved, and it's something that you introduced me to. And you really, I shouldn't say introduced me to, but you really changed my mind on, was Pampers.
Oh!
So, Tessie, always,
Oh,
I remember you always were
Pampers
like,
girl from the
yo,
beginning.
just try it. And I was like, you sure? Them this, and they were I use the Swaddlers, which
those
is
are my
like
favorites. Up to now.
the top notch
Yeah.
to me, because they are so soft.
I feel like they swaddle them.
They do swaddle them,
They
and
swaddle
the fit
them.
is beautiful, and it's been really a wonderful diaper for her. I've not had any even diaper rash. It keeps her dry.
Honestly, I have not had. I mean, she may have gotten a little red or whatever,
Yeah.
but I never had an experience with diaper rash, and
Yeah.
I firmly believe that is one
The
of the
diapers
reasons.
kept them dry.
Yeah.
And so
as
this-
well as the stuff that you put
True.
on, but they can get diaper rash even with that.
It's true.
So.
And so this has just been the softest, and I try to. I go between Swaddlers and Baby Dry because now she's getting a little bigger. But Swaddlers are still my favorite. And you can get Swaddlers. She's in size 5 diapers, guys. I love them, as well as I use their wipes as well. The sensitive I like. I always go with something sensitive just in case. And guys, this is the first time I have to be dealing with a hoo-ha. So I felt very,
How did you cope with that?
very different.
Because you're used to the woohoo.
I felt very different about it, and it actually made me really, I know this is bad because the boys are just as much, but it made me, being a girl myself, just like I think about what I wear during, like we think about our detergent and stuff, I feel very differently about that for her. Oh, that's another thing. That's like, even with her, I use like a different detergent. I use Drift. I just love it. It doesn't smell like anything.
Yeah.
Me love
Jen,
it.
is it plant-based?
I'm not sure. I need to double check, but it's one of my favorites. So those two, and I have to say, you introduced me to the Pamps, so thanks for that one. Love it.
Did you know something else we did? It was the Mama Room.
The Mama
You
Room.
couldn't get down with that at the beginning, but she likes it now.
Hated the Mama Room with
Yeah.
Jackson Atlas and Oz.
They couldn't get into it.
In the very beginning, we're doing this because it's right here. In the beginning, Ivy, not so much. But me just train her at night. And it reminds me, I have another swing upstairs for you too.
do?
Yeah, because
Oh
you
my
don't
God,
know.
I
You
don't
need
have the room.
you need somewhere to put them every 5 minutes.
Oh
but
my
this
gosh.
child loved this Mama Roo so much. Zaya like the Mama Roo?
She did. She used to fall asleep
Guys,
sometimes.
it's so expensive.
It was actually a gift.
So, but this is what I'm saying. Like, I didn't have to buy it, so I can be completely unbiased about
Yes, you
how I
can.
feel
Yeah,
about it.
yes.
But I think I'd fork out the money, knowing that she likes it. But could I fork it out not being sure?
No.
I don't know. But she
That's a
has
good point.
spent hours in here, and up to now she wants to sit in it. But because she can sit up a little better, it doesn't really work as well.
They grow up fast.
They do.
Yeah.
So the
something to
Mama
think
was
about.
definitely a thumbs up as well. Something else that nobody really believes when they're having a baby, but other mothers tell them, is that you don't need so many baby clothes. Especially newborn.
Especially newborns. Don't go crazy.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm a big fan of a hand-me-down.
Me
sorry.
too.
I am, because you know you're gonna spend all this money on these new clothes that she may or may not wear. Did she get through all those clothes?
Of course not. Of course not. And let me tell you, I've given them all back to Tessie.
No.
So no, she has double what she gave me.
We have double. I'm just like, she's not gonna.
And by the way, newborn, 0 to 3 months, and 3 to 6 are your least worn clothes. Ivy's in 9-month clothing. She's 7 months old. That means that those clothes that she has or had,
our babies grow quick too.
Went through them so fast. So guys, just believe us. I would limit yourself to maybe 7 sleepers, 7 onesies, especially for that first
it don't sound like a lot,
2
but
weeks.
it's true.
But you don't need more than that.
If you do a little bit more because of laundry, because they may have the odd accident or whatever, but still, like, you don't need that much. And pandemic taught me that.
That's right. And for us, well, we don't really go anywhere with our babies in the beginning.
We don't.
I know that it's different depending on where you live or your position. You may have to go, but even so, are the same clothes that I wear? You know. I would also say do not buy more than maybe 2 packs of newborn diapers either. So you don't need a load. I'm actually able to give Tessie a lot of our Pampers.
Really
I have like size 1s, size 2s, because you just move out of them quickly. And wipes, I'll tell you this, that's one thing you can stock up on. Once you know that everything is okay and it's not affecting them, buy 1,000.
You've actually switched to something that I've not seen you use before, but no, like, you swear by it. So you used to be a Desitin girl.
100.
Now you're an A&D.
No, I'm an A&D girl.
I'm gonna try the A&D because I hate to see the white up.
Yes, and it's so funny because with the boys, it didn't. Again, it's like I'm thinking about the hoo-ha. And the Desitin is fine for the hoo-ha. But a friend of mine suggested to try the A&D. I didn't do Aquaphor because Atlas was actually allergic to Aquaphor. And so what's nice is that this kind of wipes off easily. It protects, but it wipes off easily.
Doesn't leave that
no, and so I feel like I don't have to be wiping and wiping. No, if she does, knock on wood, God forbid, gets diaper rash, I would use Desitin probably. I don't know how the A&D heals a diaper rash because I've never had one yet. So we'll see.
That's a good sign.
That's a good sign, but she's not at a stage yet where I feel like when she starts to teeth, that's when we're going to really know what it's made of.
What have you found with the teething this time that has helped you?
I just give her things to bite. What am I for do again?
No, because you know some people use it like a suck thing where you put in the fridge.
She not in them
freeze up something them.
If it cold, she don't want it in her mouth. She don't into it. And also, I tried with like teething gels and stuff. It worked for a little and then nothing really. Let's talk about some of the things that we don't like so much.
To think about this one.
What did I just like go?
I don't like swaddle blankets.
Oh, you don't like to swaddle, you mean?
No, I don't like the pre-swaddler things. I found that they're really restrictive with Zaya.
I don't like swaddling.
And she didn't like to be swaddled. She swaddled the bottom half, you know.
Yes.
But not the top.
I find the swaddle was great for when they're newborn and they're a little wriggly and you need to hold them and it creates a nice package for you.
Yeah.
Other than that, I've never swaddled any of my kids, but people swear by it. But for me,
and that's fine.
I don't love it.
This may go against very popular opinion, but I didn't love the Ergo Baby carrier.
Oh, Ergo Baby.
I felt it was awkward and I felt it was heavy on top of a heavy baby.
And we live in a hot country.
It was so hot.
I loved my Ergo Baby with Oz. I haven't really started to use it with Ivy yet, but I loved it. What I really loved that I gave to you were the wraps.
That's what I want to try. It feels less cumbersome. It feels more natural.
Those in particular are really soft, and I got them from this company in England. They're called I think it's from Farnese or something, and they're so soft. And literally, it was the best thing. I used to wear it on the vlog. People saw it there all the time where I'd hold Ivy and just be able to move with her.
I love the thought of being able to just move around.
Yeah, and keep her close, you know. That said,
could you feed her or not? Or not really?
I did a couple times breastfeeding it.
Have to change up the position.
Yeah, but for me, it was easy to just go sit down. But if I was out and I needed to, hypothetically, I would have been able to. Yeah. What I have loved is the Tush Baby. Now that she's a little
I do
older,
love that.
Tessie,
And
I'm
it
gonna
grow
get one
with
for
you.
you.
It
It
grow
goes up
with
to
you.
45 pounds. Best thing ever. You just put it on you, put the baby to sit in there. Momo uses it. I use it. Mrs. Mitch uses it when she comes over. Maybe
I need
Nana
to
will
try
use it.
it.
Tessie, you got
I
to.
don't think I can fit around the belly now, but I'm gonna try it.
and you just use it there, and you can keep
Yeah.
them front facing towards you, whatever.
It's a good
It's not
invention.
cumbersome, and for us who live in a warm climate, it's not hot, you know. So I really loved that. There was more things I loved than I hated. That's the good news.
Yeah.
Another thing that I always another thing that I found to be a huge waste of money and time is a bottle warmer.
Yeah.
Those, I mean, in
I've
the
never owned
beginning,
one.
I feel like, okay, maybe, but honestly, tested sometimes it made the formula too hot. Or the breast milk too hot. And whenever I
want it
do,
wild.
girl,
Oh, hello, darling.
hey, you drink up your milk. When I do mix a bottle of formula, I use room temperature water. Like somebody told me that early on. Like they were like, do not get your babies used to this warm bottle because then they won't drink the milk. So I always have made, no, I'm lying. In the very beginning, I did it a little warmer.
I put in a little hot water, just
Yeah.
a thing, but that was about it. And I
So-
would have to be so careful because then you can burn. I was so paranoid.
It's a
of
lot.
burner.
It's a lot. You know what else is a huge waste of money?
A wipe
A
warmer.
wipe warmer. Wipe warmer is just like the buckle warmer in the sense that you can't get used to that, babes. We're not gonna do that.
This ain't real life.
No, and not only that, like as much as in the beginning as it makes them like cry and fuss or whatever, I just let it go and it doesn't last long. And then for me, go plug in and next thing no. And then can't bother.
What about the formula makers? Have you ever owned one of those? I've never owned one.
So I did get a baby Bretza once and
Bretza.
baby Bretza, I don't know what it's called. And now I will say that was with us, so you know things advance very quickly. At the time, I just found that it messed up like a couple of my bottles.
And formula, dear.
Either it had too much formula or a little, or too little water, or this, and I was just like, The whole idea of this thing was to make
life
it easy,
easier.
and it stressed me out because it wouldn't do it right, and it's very specific about which formula. But since then, a friend of mine who had a baby recently swears by hers, loves it. So
There you go.
it just depends.
Whatever
but for
works
me,
for you.
that was no thanks.
Did you use any of the things like the Windies or the
Good one. Nose Frida.
Nose Frida is a real, even now,
I love the Wayn'e too.
it's a lifesaver.
I love the Wayn'e as well. Any other Frida products? I bought a lot of Frida things for myself postpartum.
You were telling me
I have a
about
thing for you. The buckle. You get it?
I think I have one at home. The Perry,
Okay.
the Perry
They do a
bottle
Perry bottle.
for moms.
They do a nice saline mist spray for if when your nipples get cracky in the beginning. They do all kind of nice things. So check out Frida. They do amazing stuff. There are so many things that we love. There's so many things that we don't love. But these are just some of the ones that are coming to mind.
We didn't love.
I think that just about sums up. I mean, guys, this list could go on for 1,000 years, and maybe I need to make a more
Should
comprehensive
do one
list.
for mommies.
But but like I said, this, as I said in the last video, this was never meant to be just about like babies and pregnancy. It just happened to be what I was experiencing, and that's what I was talking about. And I wanted to bring Tessie on as well because I felt like she would help us to kind of close this chapter and bring it full circle about what's happening next and where I am now and now
We're about to
moving
be
into-
fresh into it.
You're about to be fresh into it.
Set me back in a couple weeks and we have an update.
Oh, snap. We need to do, what we need to do is a 6-week update.
Because each
that's
child is
what it
different too, right? So
Yeah.
one baby may like this, the other baby may not.
And each mom is different.
Amen.
In other words, even the mom you are to Zaya
Zaya is a different mommy now.
that you may be to your next, which is
I read this thing
quite
the other
thing.
day because I was a puddle. When the letter to your firstborn,
Them something that mashed me up.
the guilt.
It'll be fine. The guilt never ends, so it'll be fine. And you feel guilty about number 2 too, so there you have it. Anyway, I've kept you sitting long enough, time to stretch. And guys, thank you so much for tuning in for another episode. I know that you love episodes with me and Tess, and so we're gonna be in the new year, hopefully bringing some more things together for you, maybe on a separate channel. But it's definitely something that you guys can look forward to. Please leave us comments, let us know. Let's carry on the conversation there, because you know we will be there with you, and let us know what else there is that you want us to talk about. And it doesn't have to be baby related. Like I said, we're just bringing this full circle for you guys. So like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next time on Tami Tackles Everything. Thank you so much for joining us, Tess. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Bye guys.